Hi there, I'm Dr. Jessica Wu. I'm a dermatologist, author, and skincare fanatic, and today I'm going to review some celebrity skincare routines to find out how they get their beautiful skin. First, we're going to find out what Liv Tyler uses to maintain her beautiful skin. She uses a 25-step routine. She says, the more I do this stuff, the better I feel inside, and the more calm I feel, the better my skin looks on the outside. And there's a lot to be said about having that ritual and that routine. It's almost like a meditation at the beginning and the end of the day. She starts by removing leftover makeup from the night before with a creamy cleanser. And then she cleanses again with a Japanese brand called Chidoriya. The Japanese make wonderful skincare products. They tend to be very pure and very gentle for the skin. It's made from pure silk and rice bran. She also uses Astra's Blue Flame Purification Mask to purify her complexion. Now, a lot of these masks help by drawing out oil, and some of them have astringent properties, so that helps to prevent blackheads and clogged pores. She also then follows that by a hydrating mask from Dr. Sturm, and then next she takes a CBD oil from Lord Jones, which she says calms and hydrates the skin. Now, CBD does have some really interesting properties. We think that it may be anti-inflammatory. That's probably one of the biggest claims that it's made. After that, she spreads on a few drops of Dr. Barbara Sturm's hyaluronic acid using the Sarah Chapman Skin Assist facial lift tool that boosts lymphatic drainage. A hyaluronic acid is a wonderful ingredient, and it may contribute to why Liv's skin is always so dewy looking, because hyaluronic acid holds moisture in your skin without clogging pores. And then she follows that by sometimes using Talika's eye therapy patches, which she keeps cool in the fridge for a cooling effect. Now, that is a brilliant idea because your eye patches are designed to reduce the puff around your eye. So if you keep them in the fridge, that'll help further shrink the tissues and reduce the puff. Following that, she uses Rodin Moisturizing Face Oil and Aven, which is a French pharmacy brand. It's a line that's specifically designed for those with sensitive skin. It has Aven Thermal Spring Water. And then she finishes her routine with a Sisley Face Mist, and then she follows that with her makeup routine. So I think she has a really wonderful routine that works for her, and again, she's got this morning and nighttime ritual that helps to calm her, and if you're calm on the inside, your skin will look calm on the outside. And the next celeb whose routine we're going to look at is Alicia Keys. I love Alicia Keys. Her makeup artist, Dottie, says that Alicia keeps her skin glowing with regular facials, acupuncture, healthy eating, and exercise. And I'm a huge proponent of taking care of your skin from the inside as well as outside, so she's off to a good start there. Dottie says she uses a lot of ice work with Alicia, which is sticking a jade roller, so it's this little tool that looks like a mini lawnmower, and the end is made of jade, so it's hard. It gets really cold, and she sticks that jade roller in ice until it's basically frozen before using it on her face. Alicia may have some issues with inflammation on her skin, because that's why we use cold temperature. It calms down any puffiness. It helps to shrink blood vessels, so if you have broken blood vessels, capillary veins, that have spider veins, it helps to shrink those, and it helps to decongest around the eyes if you have any sinus issues or puffiness issues. Alicia also uses MV9 Oil Cleansing Tonic, as well as MV Pure Jojoba. Jojoba is a naturally occurring oil, and these oils are wonderful because they help to remove makeup. I know she's wearing less makeup now, but if she does happen to wear any heavier products or sunscreen that aren't easily rinsed off, the jojoba oil and the cleansing oil helps to break down and dissolve any sunscreen or any heavier moisturizer. She'll also use face masks, including Eminence Clear Skin Probiotic Mask and the SK2 Facial Treatment Mask. What's really interesting here is that both of these masks contain ingredients that help to support the bacteria on your skin. The fact that she's using a probiotic mask means that she's adding good bacteria to her skin to help crowd out the bad bacteria. The SK2 facial treatment mask, it does include Pitera, which comes from yeast fermentation, and so that's supposed to help support your skin's collagen, and because it's got vitamins and minerals and amino acids to help balance your skin's pH and help it do what it's supposed to do. But I think you can probably find masks at your drugstore, or there's a lot of K-beauty masks that have similar ingredients that also contain amino acids and products that help to maintain your skin's pH. Dottie says, while Alicia is now famous for her bare-faced look, she says that there are times when she'll still use a little makeup on Alicia, especially if she's filming something or performing, but makeup appears to just enhance her bare skin as opposed to covering it up. The next celebrity we have is a gentleman, Jonathan Van Ness. Jonathan begins his skincare routine in the shower. He uses a silicone loofah to apply face wash to his face, and that is brilliant because using a silicone instrument is so much better than using a brush or a real loofah, because a brush and a loofah holds germs and moisture in the little crevices and cavities, and that can breed bacteria that you're putting back on your face the next time you use it. So the silicone is very easy to sterilize. Just run it under hot water, it dries quickly. So that is brilliant. He chooses between 2 different face washes depending on how his skin is feeling. On days his face feels grimy, he uses Peter Thomas Roth Anti-Aging Cleansing Gel. He'll use Marula Foaming Cleansing Oil for days when he doesn't need as strong of cleansing. As I tell my patients, if you have oilier skin, larger pores, your skin's acne prone, you have blackheads, look for a cleansing gel, because a gel formula rinses off cleaner and it foams more. It helps to remove all of the residue better than an oil cleanser. Now, if you have sensitive skin, more delicate skin, or eczema, you want to use an oil cleanser because that doesn't rinse off quite as squeaky clean, and so it's less likely to disturb the balance of your skin's natural oils. He has 2 exfoliants he likes to use, the Dr. Brandt Microdermabrasion and the Kate Somerville Gentle Exfoliate. Exfoliating is really important, especially as you get into your 30s and beyond, because up until that time your skin cells are turning over really quickly, but starting around your 30s, your skin cells get more sluggish. And so that's why you might start to get flaky patches, dull areas, so really important to exfoliate about once a week. Now, Jonathan says when he's done showering, but he's still in the shower, he applies CeraVe Daily Moisturizing Lotion while his skin is still wet. Now, CeraVe is a really popular drugstore brand. It has what's called ceramides. Ceramides are naturally occurring fatty acids that we see on the top layer of our skin, kind of like bubble wrap. It helps to hold the moisture in our skin, and it's a really light formula, so that's a wonderful product to use. Once out of the shower, he uses his vibrating Angel Kiss Beauty Bar to rub in his serums. What he applies with his Angel Kiss Beauty Bar are Pearl Essence Radiance Perfecting Serum, which contains vitamin C and hyaluronic acid. Vitamin C is a wonderful topical product because, as we see in dermatology, it lightens, tightens, and brightens. So it lightens discolored spots and sun damage. It tightens by helping to support the collagen in your skin. It also brightens by helping to exfoliate so you have less buildup of dead, dull skin cells. At night, he uses Midnight Shift Overnight Face Oil that contains jojoba and sunflower oils. I'm a really big fan of jojoba and sunflower because these are natural oils that help to maintain the integrity of your skin. He also likes to use Algenist Complete Eye Renewal Balm as his eye cream. Algenist contains algae extract, and that's been shown to have strong antioxidant capabilities, so that's good to use around the delicate skin around his eyes. He also has several face masks that he enjoys, including Blue Tansy Resurfacing Mask by Herbivore and Goop's Exfoliating Instant Facial. A mask will help to draw out the impurities and help to unclog any pores that have become irritated by all the product that he has to use. He also uses the Rose Hibiscus Hydrating Face Mist by Herbivore. He also likes to use Neutrogena Clear Face Liquid Lotion Sunscreen to protect his skin on the cheek. Now, a lotion sunscreen is wonderful. A lot of my male patients prefer a lotion formula rather than a thick cream because it just dries weightlessly on his skin. Now, that's what he uses to maintain his beautiful skin. I want to know what he uses for his hair. The next celeb skincare routine we're going to review is Tracey Ellis Ross. Tracey attributes her clean and glowy skin to sleep, hydration, and happiness, as well as an inside-out approach to skincare. This involves a whole foods diet, plenty of rest, and hydrating internally and externally. Tracey's morning routine involves Julicis Gold Wash Day to wash her face, and she uses a Clarisonic brush. I'm not a huge fan of skincare brushes in general because I have had a few patients in the past who've developed skin infections from different skincare brushes. Please make sure that you keep it clean. I tell people you can put it in the dishwasher, just keep it clean, make sure it's not going to sit in your warm shower collecting mold and bacteria. Then Tracey uses Vintner's Daughter Active Botanical Serum, which contains extract from grape seeds, and that's a very strong antioxidant which helps to fight pollution and toxins that are in the environment and also helps to protect her skin's collagen. She'll alternate between a serum made specifically by her facialist as well as Julius's Liquid Gold drink. Her favorite moisturizer is Cosmetics Phyto Harmony Balancing Moisturizer, and she then uses the Epicurean Extreme Cream Propolis sunscreen with SPF 45, which she says is great for women of color. It's wonderful that she's using an SPF 45 because a lot of my patients who have a deeper skin tone, patients who have more olive skin tone often tells me, well, I have natural SPF, I don't need to use sunscreen. Well, in fact, I have seen skin cancer, including the most deadly type melanoma, in patients with all skin tones, from very fair to very rich in skin tone. She then follows it with their cream mask Vernix. Sometimes she'll also do a collagen mask. Now, collagen masks don't actually drive collagen into your skin, but the collagen molecule helps to hold moisture on the outside. She swears by this tool to make her look younger. What these devices do, like the Jade Roller, one is that it helps to bring more circulation to the skin, and we know that more circulation to the skin means more nutrients for your collagen building cells on your face as well as on your scalp. The other thing that it does is that these devices help to drain excess fluid from your face. So if you're feeling bloated, you're feeling puffy, these tools are wonderful to use. Lastly, she swears by getting enough sleep as an essential part of her skincare routine. She tries to get in 8 hours every night, and she drinks a lot of water. So we recommend as doctors to our patients that they get between 7 to 9 hours of sleep every night, and you try to stay on a schedule. That not only will help your body, it'll help your skin. If you do decide to use a drugstore brand of a mask or any skincare product, actually, it comes down to looking at the ingredient list. You should find active ingredients like your vitamin C, like your hyaluronic acid, like salicylic acid if you're using an acne product. Those should be in at least the first 3 ingredients, because if you find them way at the bottom, then it means you're probably getting very little of the active ingredient. Be sure to read the ingredients. If you do decide to use a pricier mask, one trick that you can use to help stretch it out and help get the most out of your dollar is after you put the mask on, don't dump everything out of the pouch, because you can still use the serum or the liquid that's inside the pouch, sometimes for a couple more days. Well, these celebs are lucky that they can spend what they spend on these wonderful products, but if you don't have their budget and you don't have companies sending you free swag all the time, you can get good skincare as well by being very picky and being very educated about reading the ingredient labels and looking for similar ingredients at the drugstore.